Alright, so this is part one of the tracked go-kart video. So me and my buddy, we were having our usual discussion about whatever, engineering and algebra today, and he's building his motorcycle to go ice lake racing. Not racing, but just, go on the lake during the winter. So we kind of discussed how I could also get on the lake, and last year I made a go-kart for a school project. So what I think I'm going to do this winter is I want to put skis and a track on the go-kart. So I just kind of had this thing sketched out right here. And it's pretty rough, so I think I'm going to redesign it and just kind of show you how I am going to build it once I get the funds, which will probably be never, but hey, one can dream, right? So let me try to just get my camera set up here. What if I put it up here? Will that work? Probably not. Anyway, we'll just leave it right there for now. So basically, the concept for this is, oh, great. Anyway, the concept for this go-kart, tracked go-kart for the winter is that, so I have my go-kart like this, right? I have that wheel in the front, and, got the seat and whatever, steering shaft, blah, blah, blah. What I intend to do is create an extra sort of bar right here that goes to a smaller wheel, and this wheel actually should be level with this wheel, and I'm gonna try to build a track like that, and then on the front I want to replace this wheel right here with a ski, right? And so I think this will actually be a really good combination for an ice lake. So we have that. So I'll show you back to this. So we ran some numbers during class instead of doing our actual work, and so we sort of came up with this, but I'm going to redraw it. So this is going to be my front wheel, or well, it's the rear wheel of a go-kart, but it's the front wheel of the track, the drive wheel. And so this is 13 inches in diameter. Now, the rear wheel, we weren't really sure what exactly we wanted it to be, but we just kind of made a rough estimate and said 8 inches. So the track base for this go-kart was, we wanted it, we didn't really measure it out or anything, this is just all kind of brainstorming right now. We wanted this to be 18 inches or 1.5 feet, right? So we got our track. This part, I forgot, he put it all into the computer and measured it out. I think I'll just cut to the chase here. The total track length to go around here, we thought to be 105 inches, and that was already rounded, but I think we were kind of wanted to re-round it to 104 inches for the whole thing. And that includes, or that gives me some wiggle room with up here, so that it's not too tight, but it's tight enough. So that was great, but now we had to figure out how to actually get the track to move on this wheel. So what we ended up kind of going with was, so let's say here's the wheel. I'll try to do my best 3D image of it, like that, or no, I guess it'd be like that, whatever, it doesn't matter. We would kind of have these spikes on both sides of the track. So here's one side, here's another side, and it would kind of go like that. So here, let me draw the front view. So here's the tire, and here's kind of the spike from the front view, spike from front view, and then the conveyor belt. So these spikes here would prevent the left and right, kind of slippage of the track. And I don't think we're actually going to need anything in terms of traction from the wheel to the track, because they're both going to be made out of rubber. So I think there's plenty of traction, between the wheel and the track to make it, have traction. So what else do we need to do? So, yeah, so we got these. Now, one way we thought about mounting them was, let's just draw our track right here. This is just kind of a section of track, so this is off and this is off. This would be, let's see my drawings here. This would be about, this is going to be real size too, so let me have to draw it on this side. So, the track we estimated to be about a 1/2 inch thick by 2.5 inches, I believe. So like that. We were going to have a 1 inch by 1/2 inch by however wide the track is. We haven't determined the width of the track either yet. So we're gonna have a 1 inch. So 1 inch by 1/2 inch. Sort of block right here, and this is what would actually contact the ice and snow. And then our track length would be, I think we said, or our track spike would be 2 inches high, I believe. So there's 1 inch and 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, 1, 2. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so it kind of be shaped like this, and then we'd have 2 screws going through here and 1 going through here, and hopefully that would keep this on, and these little pads would be able to grip the snow. And then this all this space right here we would just leave empty. This would be our track gap. That's about 2 or 1.5 inches, and then this would just be continued on this pattern. And I think we came up with 208 of these spikes of all, this whole thing right here. And that was we came, so okay, let me restart on that. We came up with 56, I believe, on per track side. But since we need 2 of them per side on the track, there's 2. And then since we have another track on here, it would come out to 208 of these sections right here. So what my plan was to do for that was get however much board I need for this. And once again, we haven't determined the lengths. I hope this isn't going to have to be a 2 by something, because well, that would just be kind of 2 inches for a track, a track spike. I don't have a ruler up here. I'm guessing that's about what 2 inches is. That's a lot. That if my tire is 5 inches, then that's going to add up to be a 9-inch wide track. And I think for what we're going to use for the conveyor belt is just use tires, and we'll link them together using a system that I'll show you in a second here. Now what was I going to say? Shoot, I don't remember. Well, if I don't remember, it's probably not important. So I'll just use this side to show you what I'll show you the board. That's sort of important. So what I intend to do is just come through here and cut this out like this, so that way I'm actually getting twice the amount of spikes that I would be getting had I just, you know, cut them out differently, I guess. This would probably be the most efficient way in my opinion. And I think the end amount of, if I were to do it like this, the end amount of total board length I needed was 13 feet, which really isn't too bad for 208 spikes. So that's pretty good. What else? Oh, hinge system. Hinge system is going to sort of look like this. We got one track here. This is to join the two tracks, or the two tires, or whatever I use. I was going to put those on like that, and have a hinge, like a door hinge or something, like that, and like that, and then have another plate here, and then some bolts to actually secure those down. And the purpose for having a plate on these sides was so that when you tighten down these bolts, it squishes on the track. So it's not just these bolts that are holding in place, it's also these two plates here. So I think that's it. Let me look at my sort of pre-drawn notes here. One thing we were possibly going to do with this track spike is kind of round it off right here, so that way when the track starts going, you know, like that around the back wheel here, the spikes actually kind of conform to that. And we are also thinking of taking a little bit off the top here so that it wouldn't puncture a tire if, you know, it was to go off track or something. But that's basically my plan. I have no idea when I'll get it done. Still don't have the funding for it right now, but all that will be figured out, and hopefully I will have this ready in time for the winter, and I will be able to go ice racing with my buddy. And if he falls off his motorcycle, I can save him. So, thank you for watching.